In my continuing interview with Kenny Everett, disc jockey extraordinaire, I next asked him what effect he thought local radio stations were having on the populace.
Since there were local stations, commercial or otherwise, they've taken an interest in radio, whereas before they just didn't regard it. You know, young people below the age of 30, they just thought, oh, radio, what's that? Telly without the vision. But nowadays they're going, oh, let's have a look what's on the radio. And there's a million stations to choose from.
Do you think, but keeping on local radio, do you think they have anything, do you think they do a good job or not?
Oh, yeah.
I mean the BBC stations, hampered as they are by needle time.
Yes, well, I know, so are we a bit. We have to play film tracks between midnight and dawn because of the needle time restrictions. Ladies and gentlemen, that's when the naughty musicians union won't let you play as many gramophone records as you would like because they think it's putting musicians out of work, which it isn't. Right, that's got that over with. I think it's dreadful the way they're doing that. I'd like to play gramophone records all the time, and every station would, I think, except for Radio 4, who talk a lot. What was the question?
BBC local radio. I mean, it's mostly talk. Do you think it has anything worthwhile to say?
Oh, yeah, some people don't like music all that much. I mean, when I'm in the car occasionally, and I've heard Stevie Wonder for the 3090th time, I zap over to Radio London to hear what they're doing, telling us all about the various holes in the road to avoid and how to pin butterflies to pieces of cardboard. It's fab.
Right, okay, well, we've dealt with your dubious past. Shall we look at your dubious future?
Hi.
How old are you?
Oh, blimey. At the last count, I think it was 29. Yes, 29. Born on Christmas Day.
And finally, the last question I asked him was, as a successful disc jockey, what advice would he give to any aspiring DJs?
Well, it's very much easier these days because there's more outlets, there's more stations around. I would put together a terribly neat tape at 7.5 IPS or 3 3/4 if you've got a small machine, not particularly a cassette. Together very neatly with a beautifully typed letter saying, hello, I'm a very modest, terribly nice to get along with person who's awfully talented and modest, and I'd like to be on the wireless, please, and here's a tape, and put leader on the front, leader on the back, don't over-mod, and behave yourself, and you're in.
You really think that's the way to get in?
No. I think if you're meant to be a DJ, you'll get on eventually. If you're really keen, you know, just send tapes. That's the only way. That's how I got in. I sent a tape to the BBC, and I think that's how everybody gets in, unless they do Radio 1 Club, whatever that is. Because they do have a DJ spot on there, I've heard, where they say, now a local lad, Sid McStiff, who's going to be a DJ for 2 minutes. That's another way of getting on.
Kenny Everett, thank you very much indeed for talking to the listeners of Radio Manchester.
Pete Sharratt with a week ahead.
And for positively the last time, this is Cuddly Ken saying that The Week Ahead was produced and presented by Peter Sharratt and featured the marvellous, scintillating Kenny Everett.